3 months in the winter, 3 months in the summer. That is usually monk's schedule. Most of ordained monk who practice, they do it. I become a Buddhist Dharma teacher in Korean Zen tradition, and my root teacher is Zen Master Chung, and you will study him soon, Compass of Zen. And when I practice, like this every morning with you and by myself, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I have a great sister Dharma teacher, Myoji Snim. She has a temple in 96th Street and Central Park South. So she has been a great support for our Zen practice. She always sat here every Wednesday and encourage us to meditate. And one day, both Myoji Snim and Sungsan Snim, Snim means like a reverend. We have a venerable ending. Sunim means venerable, reverend. So Myoji Snim and Sungsan Snim, they both told me, meditation is really radical change of your being. It's almost like water become air. And air also, you boil water. And when the boiling point, it become air. And where air meets coldness, it become water. So it's a cycle, water, air, water. And she said, meditation is the same. If you really want to change every cell of your being, every vibration of being in your meditation practice, you have to have this experience of your entire being is boiling by meditation, and it becomes air, and you become water again. This is 360 degree change. You need to do it. And she suggested something radical at that time. It's almost 20 years ago. She said, why don't you go to winter retreat with all monks? So you live as a nun in a monastery and finish winter retreat. It's about 90 days of preparation and ending. It takes almost 100 days of meditation. And it is hard for a professor to do it. So I waited for my sabbatical. So when my sabbatical came, I applied for winter retreat. And I got a special permit from Zen Master Sungsan to live as a nun in the monastery. The first thing you do is you shave your hair, and you only have two clothing. This gray nun's clothing. So you have two. You wash one, and you wear a clean one, and one is become soiled, and you wash. Just you have two set of nun's dress, that's all. And amazing thing is there is no mirror in a monastery. And what I discovered was when you have no hair, you have only one clothing, same clothing but two set, your life becomes so simple. And you have this one box, as small as a box of apple box. All the belongings you carry to the monastery is this apple box. There you have to put all your underwears and your two clothings and all the things, your toothbrush and your towel. That's it. So your life is in utter simplicity. Not only that, you sleep together with other nuns and monks. So in my quarter, 8 nuns sleep together like a spoon. So you really struggle, because I have been living by myself so long, and I'm also a scholar and writer. My privacy is absolute lifeline, but you don't have any privacy. So 8 people live together, sleep together, and every day we get up 3:30 and we wash. From 4 o'clock we sit. And like 30 of us in a big Dharma room. That's what we do. And we have a breakfast at 6:30. After breakfast, we have a working hour, like 2 hours. Then we sit. And we have a lunch. And we have a 1 hour nap. And afternoon we sit. We have a very simple dinner. Then we sit. That's all you do. It's almost like more than 15 hours of sitting meditation. And anytime you have a free time, you go to the small temple and you bow. So I did 1,000 bow every day. So bodily adjustment was very difficult, because I have not done that in my life. And what happened in the beginning months, like 1 month, you sit there and your body has enormous pain. Your back ache, your leg aches, and you feel sleepy and tired all the time, because your body cannot adjust just sitting quietly in that many hours. And we sit looking at the wall, white wall. So you just look at the wall and sit 15, 16 hours a day. Amazingly, the first emotion came up was anger. Just you become so angry. You are angry about this kind of prison you have to sit. And you are angry at yourself first, What a stupid decision I made. Why I came here, wasting all my time. Why I'm torturing myself, and I hate my teachers. Why they ask me to do this. This is waste of time. And so my body aches. And what's the point of just sitting 16 hours like this? And amazingly, all the people who made you angry, traumatized you, came up in your life with that anger energy from your childhood. So your anger become, like a boiling point. You become, only thing you want to be is a serial killer. You become that angry because you have no outlet, even you are very angry. You can go to movie, you can go for a walk, you can drink, You can sleep, you can escape to Facebook, you can escape to your movie, but nothing like that. 15 hours, 16 hours just sitting or bowing, and you cannot do anything but just sit and looking at the white world. It just creates so much anger. So I went to Zen Master's room. We have an interview with the Zen Master. So I asked the Zen Master, I'm so angry to the degree I want to be a serial killer. And he said, oh, just kill them all. You know, in Buddhism, we have this teaching in Zen. When you meet Buddha, kill him. When you meet your teachers, kill them. When you meet your pure parents, kill them. That is what you learn from Zen community. Of course, it is all metaphor. It's not real. But it means the people you think your life depends on them, you have to cut ties. So the best way to overcome this is, why don't you kill yourself? Then everything will be fine. Of course, this is all metaphorical word. Your ego self, the self which make you very angry, just kill them. Then you know your bodily pain is so great. You just cannot sit still, but you have to be still, and you cannot move your body. So you know your mind is this mechanism of escape. So how I escape in first 30 days of monastery. When I look back, I am ashamed of myself, but it is like my survival tactic, and it is almost like addiction. In that retreat, I understand the nature of addiction. So the escape I had in the sitting was a sexual fantasy. So I said, okay, I'm so painful, I'm so angry, I don't know what to do about this. So did you see this movie, Blue Lagoon? This is beautiful Brooke Shield, and she got lost in South Pacific someplace with a perfect boy, and they start to survive, and that kind of movie, yeah. So I invite myself this beautiful Blue Lagoon, and I said, okay, whom should I invite? Johnny Depp. So I invited Johnny Depp, and we started this. Every sitting, I just escaped to this South Pacific and Blue Lagoon, have all this love affair with Johnny Depp and all my fantasy. But in that fantasy, my pain goes away. And at that very moment, I understand that everybody who are addicted, root of addiction is pain, suffering, and they want to escape. But you know, fantasy has expiration date. You had all kinds of fantasy in Blue Lagoon with Johnny Depp, but you exhausted all the possibility of fantasy. So this Blue Lagoon disappeared. Fantasy disappeared. The fantasy seems so boring. Because I cannot go into fantasy and escape anymore. But what that fantasy time did to me is my body become adjusted to this hard training. But second phase, after this anger and fantasy, there's an enormous amount of sorrow, sadness visit you. Everything about your life, which you hoped and never came to you, and your great expectation of love, it become disappointed, and your great expectation of your career, you said, oh, you got PhD, and you become famous, you become a professor of Union Theological Seminary, you would get it. But this is also all delusion. And there is a deep sense of life is not what I want. Life is just what it is. And I just sit down and cry. So all my clothing become wet with the tears. And when we clean the snow, and Myoji was sitting with me in that winter retreat. It's a really beautiful moment of sisterhood in Sangha. So we are cleaning the snow, and before we cleaning, she wrote on the snow, cry, cry, cry. Your karma is melting. Cry, cry, cry. I think it's a really beautiful moment. So I just sat down and cried almost 1 month. But everything is expiration day. After that anger passed away, after that cry passed away, I have this sense of a deep despair. What's the point of life? And have a deep depression. The beyond sadness, just depression, despair. Is there any meaning? So anger, sadness, despair. And interestingly, despair also has expiration date. When you sit just 16 hours looking at the wall. And one day I was just sitting. Suddenly, all these emotions went away. All those thinking stopped. And this enormous opening of space. No thinking, no emotional ups and downs. Just this openness and peace arrived. So I ran to Zen Master's place and I asked, Zen Master, I got this today. Am I getting enlightened? Am I getting enlightenment? And he said, oh, tell me about what you experienced. So I talk about all this process of anger and sadness and despair and this opening up this space. And also, it's like yourself. This skin melt away. So there is no boundary between whom you know as yourself and this world. Just this enormous space, peace and oneness, and there's no thinking and this emotion. And he said, congratulations, you got enlightened. But too bad, you just lost it because you think about it. And he said, getting enlightenment is relatively easier than sustaining your enlightenment. So don't think, don't ask, just go back to your seat and you meditate, you breathe, and just meditate. He has a very high class teaching. It's almost like falling in love is easier, but staying in love is constant work and awareness. So our practice is the same. You know, you will get to the point your body aches and you have so much doubt. What's the point? My body aches, I'm sleepy, I have papers to write, why I'm sitting here. So anger will visit you. And sadness, all your life's trauma will come up in your meditation. Sadness will visit you. And also, your despair will visit you. But just have this try mind. Just come back to your breath. Just observe. Notice, let go. Notice and let go. And one day you will arrive to the place where you really encounter your true self. So I would like to encourage you just to do it. Every day, come here, sit and breathe and observe. Come back to breath. Okay? All right. We will chant Heart Sutra.